Okay, so before we get started, I want you guys to grab your notebook and a pencil so that you can take notes as you go through this. Yesterday we discussed converting from standard form to slope-intercept form, but we can also convert from slope-intercept form into standard form. Okay, so I'm just going to do a couple of practice with you. Yesterday, when we were trying to convert into slope-intercept form, we wanted y to be by itself. Today, we want c to be by itself, which means it's a constant or a number by itself with no variable. So our first example, we have y equals 3/4 x plus 1/4. So our first step, we want to get our x back with its friend. So we're going to subtract the 3/4 from both sides. Notice I have it off to the side again, and that's because x and y are not like terms. So I'll have negative 3/4 x plus y equals, these cancel, 1/4. There's a special rule with standard form, and that is that there cannot be any fractions. Okay, no fractions in standard form. I'm going to highlight that. You need to know that. So to get rid of that fraction, we have to undo division because 1/4 is like 1 divided by 4. So to get rid of the 4, we're going to multiply both sides of the equation by 4. So notice on the left-hand side, I put that negative 3/4 x plus y all in parentheses so that I'll remember to distribute the 4 to both parts. So negative 3/4 times 4 becomes just negative 3x. 4 times y is 4y, and 1/4 times 4 is 1. So at that point, you are done. So our goal was to have a constant by itself, which is that 1, and to have no fractions. Our second example, we have x equals 4y plus 19. So we want to get the x and the y back together. So we're just going to subtract that 4y away from the 19 so that it can be back over with the x. Again, notice it's off to the side because negative 4y and x are not like terms. They cancel here, and we have negative 4y plus x equals 19. If you want it to match up with that ax plus by equals c form, so you have your x value first, you can just flip the order, which would be x minus 4y equals 19. However, either option is correct. Doesn't matter what order. Our last example has another fraction because I wanted to show you guys that again. So we have y equals 2/3 x plus 4. First step, move that x away from the constant. Since it's a positive 2/3, we have to subtract it. They cancel, and we have negative 2/3 x plus y equals 4. But remember, we cannot have any fractions. So to undo the division happening here, we need to multiply this entire side by 3 and this side by 3. Negative 2/3 x times 3 is just negative 2x. 3 times y is 3y, and 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, so remember, when converting from slope-intercept form into standard form, you are simply trying to isolate the constant, and you cannot end with any fractions. There's a Desmos activity over converting from slope-intercept form into standard form, and I am just going to rewrite those constant, and I'm going to put or like number without a variable so you know what a constant is. By itself on one side. Ooh, let's spell that word right. And no fractions. Those are your most important or key concepts for when transitioning from slope-intercept into standard form. Let me know if you have any questions. Once again, gonna recommend that you use that information on Google Classroom to sign up for a remind so that you can text me. It's a lot easier to get help when you can just do it on your phone.